I was a stranger in a strange land, and ye took me in. I did hunger, and ye gave me to sup. I did thirst, and ye gave me to drink. Hello, my name is Rodney J. Van Houten. I've been a Mason for over 43 years in Naomi Lodge, number 87 in Norfolk, Virginia, where I served as master during Masonic year 1993. Some of the bodies to which I belong are the Royal Arch Chapter, where I served as High Priest 1989-1990, Commander of Grace Commandery number 16, Knights Templar, Chivalric year 1994-95. I served as Sovereign Master of Allied Masonic Degrees Council in 1990. I joined the Order of Knight Masons in the York Rite College. I was preeminent governor of Hampton Roads, York Rite College, number 95 in the year 1995. That's how I can remember it. I received the Order of the Purple Cross in Houston, Texas in 1999. And I received the Knight of York Cross of Honor in 1996. Yes, I met my wife in the spring of 1980. I had just moved to Virginia in January of 1980. I was moved here by the United States Navy. I had just made first class petty officer, and I was on the pre-commissioning crew of the USS Arkansas, CGN 41, which turned out to be the last nuclear-powered guided missile cruiser to be put into commission anywhere in the world. I met her, and I decided right then, I said, well, this is the gal for me. Her health was pretty good in the beginning, but her health deteriorated to the point that the last 5 years of her life, she was bedridden. She almost died. She was in intensive care at Princess Anne Hospital for a period of 7 full weeks. 5 of those 7 weeks, she was in ICU, and I would come to visit her every day. Of course, she didn't know that I was there. She was comatose. But she finally was healthy enough to get out of the hospital. However, her being immobile for so long, she never walked again. She was in a hospital bed in the front room of our house for the last 5 years of her life. 4 times a day, every day, day in, day out, I'd give her breathing treatments, give her eye treatments, give her pills, check her blood sugar, give her insulin as indicated. She got to the point where I told her, honey, I says, if you go in the hospital again, I can't take care of you anymore. So with a heavy heart, when she did go into the hospital, I had to put her into a nursing home, which I'm not exaggerating when I say it was a hellish experience. It was horrible. The difference between that nursing home that I was forced to put my wife in and this place is like night and day. We celebrated our 41st anniversary in August of 2022. And of course, married for 41 years, meaning we were married 40 years solidly. And she died a few days later. Such an inspiration to see here at the Masonic home. Couples who've been married 50, 60 years. Some of my great good friends, the Joneses, have been married for 2/3 of a century. Marion and Chester Wright have been married for 2/3 of a century. And the champions of all are Bea and Ted Home, who just this year celebrated their 72nd anniversary. They've been married longer than I've been alive, and that is truly an inspiration. It is truly inspirational being here at the Masonic home of Virginia. Living in Virginia Beach in the same house for 40 years, our house was flooded 5 times. In the beginning, the water would just come in a little bit and then go out as soon as the rain ended. But the worst one was Hurricane Matthew, Saturday and Sunday, October 8th and 9th, 2016. The water was a depth of 18.5 inches, not measured by sailor's eye, but by a yardstick. Had the rains not ceased when they did, it would have been a lot worse. When they did cease, however, the water, instead of going right out as it had in previous floods, stuck around for about 12 hours. My wife, who was then on a walker, was up to her knees. And our whole block had, our houses had been flooded to varying degrees, of course. In fact, when a FEMA rep came around some days later, his sniffer device that he had in his hand not only redlined, but the alarm went off. And he said, "Y'all are gonna have to evacuate." I said, "We have nowhere to go." He said, No, you don't understand. At least you gotta put a mask on." "No, you don't understand. We live here. We have nowhere to go." But God was looking out for us. A church we don't even belong to was in the area, and they agreed to come in and rehab our house, which they did. They cut the walls up to 4 feet. They put in a new stove, a new refrigerator, gave us a used big screen television to watch and some used living room furniture. And they did us a steady. God was definitely looking out for us. They even put us up in a hotel for 2.5 weeks while they were tearing the guts out of the house to make it habitable once again. They installed a walk-in shower. Actually, it was a walk-in bathroom. That certainly stood my wife in good stead. She could just walk right in there and take a shower. Unfortunately, a few months later, she took sick, so she only got to take a shower in her new bathroom about 5 times. I wish that I could have gotten her into the Masonic home at that time. But, and frankly, I didn't know what to do. But God decided to call her home. It was pretty bad. It got so bad that I had to sign her up for hospice. She was on hospice exactly 30 days before she passed. And it was just real bad. As I say, I wish I could have gotten her here. But her passing allowed me to clarify my path to come here. Unfortunately, in 2009, we had taken out a reverse mortgage. And I was younger than she, so in order to qualify for the reverse mortgage, I had to sign what was known as a quitclaim deed, meaning I took my name off the mortgage. So that meant that should she predecease me, which she did, that I'd be left out in the cold, and that's exactly what happened. I was in close contact with Right Worshipful Brother Wright, and he didn't mail my paperwork in, he brought it to the home. And fortunately, the home saw fit to take me in, as I said when I began this interview. And I fully believe, as do several of the other residents, that this is definitely where God wants me to be.
At Mahova, we are honoring that solemn obligation that no Mason, his wife, or widow will ever be forgotten. By joining the 1890 Club for just $18.90 a month, or by making a larger gift through our Evergreen campaign, you ensure exceptional care today and for generations to come. Someday it could be a brother in your lodge, or even you who needs this place. Stand with us and keep the light of Mahova shining bright.